I want to talk about hanging on, particularly in the story that we've been looking at. As dawn breaks, the stranger asks Jacob to disengage, and Jacob, tenacious as ever, says, "No, I'm not going to let you go unless you bless me." I love this line. I really like it. I want to make it my life's code or mantra, because it assures me that sometimes winning involves nothing more sophisticated than just hanging on, not giving up. Faithfulness. Sometimes the spiritual life is about little more than just that, hanging on for dear life to a God who feels mysterious, nameless, opaque, bewildering, frightening, you name the word. Sometimes the whole of Christianity comes down to saying, there's so much I can't wrap my head around, but I know that there's a blessing in this somewhere. I'll hang on until I find it. So Jacob hangs on, waiting for something good to happen. And the stranger consents to his request for a blessing. But first he asks Jacob the terrible but essential question upon which blessing is predicated. What's your name? Why terrible? Well, consider the last time in the story that Jacob's asked this question. He is 20 years younger and standing in his disabled father's tent, wearing his brother's clothes. Isaac, wary and suspicious, he's afraid. He senses something. He knows the immense power of blessing, and he doesn't dare bestow it on the wrong person. So he asks once again, "Who is this that's standing in my tent?" And Jacob, trickster Jacob, manipulative Jacob, deceitful, selfish Jacob, whose very name means heel grabber or go-getter, looks into his father's failing eyes and lies. "I'm Esau, your firstborn son." Now 20 years later, the heel grabber gets a do-over. Still groaning in pain, he hears the question leave the stranger's lips. What is your name? What is your identity? Who are you? I wonder if this is a question God asks us too, each time that we wrestle with Him. Not because God doesn't know who we are, but because so often I don't know who I am. We don't know who we are. Or we do, but we don't want to face what we know. What's your name? Who are you? No, who are you really at your core? What Jacob learns that night by the river is that the big, terrible, life-changing questions we dodge, skirt, and evade, ignore, return to us. They keep coming back to us again and again until we find the courage to look them in the eye and answer them honestly. I'm pretty sure that if Jacob had lied to the stranger yet again, the battle would have continued for another day and night, or for many days and nights. God would have challenged Jacob's destructive self-deception over and over again until he finally surrendered the uncomfortable truth. I am Jacob, the heel grabber, the deceiver, the schemer, the trickster. I'm the man who lied to my father. I'm the man who cheated my brother, manipulated my father-in-law, abandoned every disaster I created. I am Jacob. So today, perhaps that's just enough to name or confess the ugliness, the thing that trips you up, me up. It's only when we name the worst that we can relinquish it, let it go. It's only when we confess the ugliness within and around us that God begins the holy work of transformation.